Cambridge IGCSE Biology, May June 2020, Paper 42, Part 1. Question 1. Homeostasis is the maintenance of a constant internal environment. Part A. Human skin is involved in the maintenance of a constant internal body temperature. Skin is an organ. State why the skin is an organ. Just talk about what an organ is. Skin is an organ because it is made of a group of tissues working together to perform specific functions. State the name of the organ that coordinates the control of body temperature. Don't get confused, it's not skin, but it's brain. Figure 1.1 shows a diagram of a section through human skin. State the names of structures A, B, and C in Figure 1.1. A looks like some kind of nerve cells. It's the receptor to detect change in temperature. You can write thermoreceptor or just receptor. B is at the bottom of this long thin passageway, while this hole is where your sweat comes out. So this is the sweat gland. C is here at the bottom of the diagram. There are many identical pieces like this. They're fatty tissues, or you can say they're fat cells. Basically form the layer of fat in your body. Structure D is a shunt vessel and E is an arteriole. Describe how these blood vessels are involved in maintaining a constant internal body temperature in a cold environment. Alright, the main part of homeostasis. First, the arterioles. E will go through vasoconstriction. They're going to get narrower. Then the shunt vessels D will dilate and become wider. This will allow less blood to flow towards the capillaries near the skin and prevent heat loss by radiation from blood. This is a very popular concept. You need to memorize all the details related to homeostasis. Part B. Energy is used to maintain body temperature. State 3 other uses of energy in humans. We have a whole list for this. It's good to memorize this list since this can come out in paper 2 as well. So first, growth and muscle contraction. Then active transport and protein synthesis require energy too. Cell division and passage of nerve impulses can be the answer as well. Question 2. Pregnancy can occur after the fusion of a male gamete and a female gamete. Part A. State the name of the ball of cells that implants into the uterus after fertilization. The one that implants into the uterus is the embryo. Part B. There are many changes that occur in a fetus during pregnancy. Compare the development of a fetus in the early stages of pregnancy to its development in the late stages of pregnancy. First, state that there is growth and development in all stages. After all, it's a growing baby. However, in the early stages, it is more focused on increase in complexity, whereas in the later stages, there will be more increase in size. Part C. Describe the functions of amniotic fluid and the amniotic sac. This is how the amniotic fluid and the amniotic sac look like. It looks like it's protecting the baby, which is their main function. They provide protection and overall support of the fetus, prevent infections, and maintain the temperature of the fetus. Also, it allows movement of the fetus, which will lead to development of bones and muscles of the fetus. Part D. The umbilical artery is found in the umbilical cord. This artery transports blood away from the heart of the fetus. The umbilical artery is unusual because it transports the oxygenated blood. State the name of one other artery in the mother that transports the oxygenated blood. Usually, arteries transport oxygenated blood, but the one in umbilical cord, it transports the oxygenated blood. That's why they're saying that it's unusual. There is one more artery like the umbilical cord which transports the oxygenated blood, and that is pulmonary artery. State 1, excretory product that is transported from the fetus to the placenta. Fetus cannot go through excretion by itself, so it needs to transport it to the placenta to be excreted by mother. The excretory product can be carbon dioxide or urea. State the name of the process that allows substances to move down a concentration gradient across the placenta. Substance moving down the concentration gradient, it's called diffusion. Part E. One of the functions of the placenta is to provide a barrier to toxins and pathogens. A study was done on donated afterbirths. The afterbirth is a placenta with parts of the umbilical cord detached. The purpose of the study was to find the maximum size of particles that can pass through the placenta and enter the umbilical cord. The researchers inserted beads with a diameter of 0.5 micrometers into blood vessels in the placenta. 3 hours later, they recorded the percentage of beads found in the blood in the placenta and in the umbilical cord. They then repeated the tests using beads with diameters of 0.8 micrometers, 2.4 micrometers, 5.0 micrometers, and 8.0 micrometers. The results are shown in figure 2.1. So they put beads with different diameters through the placenta, which is connected to the umbilical cord. This graph shows the percentage of beads found in the umbilical cord and the placenta 3 hours after passing it through. The ones that are found in the umbilical cord are decreasing, and there's none at 8 micrometers, but for the ones found in the placenta, it's increasing. Convert the diameter of the 5.0 micrometers beads into millimeters. Space for working. To convert micrometers to millimeters, you need to divide it by 1000. So 5 divided by 1000, show your working, and the answer is 0.005. 1 million beads with a diameter of 2.4 micrometers were injected into the placenta. Calculate the number of these beads in the umbilical cord after 3 hours. Space for working. We need to use the graph for this. If you put a bead size of 2.4 micrometers, you will find 13% of it in the umbilical cord. Since you put 1 million in the beginning, 13% of it is 1 million times 13%, and the answer is 130,000. Table 2.1 shows a range of substances and their diameters. They're from nicotine to trypanosoma brucei, increasing in their diameter. State the names of all the toxins and pathogens listed in Table 2.1 that could pass through the placenta and enter the umbilical cord. Use the data in Figure 2.1 to make your choice. Back to our graph, we know that beads from 0.5 micrometers to 5.0 micrometers can be later found in the umbilical cord. And of course, smaller beads will be also found in the umbilical cord as they are easier to pass through. So same for these substances, find the ones that fall into this range or just the ones that are smaller than 5.0 micrometers. They are nicotine 0.02 micrometers, drug X 0.03 micrometers, and rubella virus 5 micrometers. Part F. Figure 2.2 shows the junction between two neurons with drug X absent and two neurons with drug X present immediately after a painful stimulus. State the names of A, B, C, and D in Figure 2.2. Alright, A is pointing at this whole thing. These are the sensory neurons. B are small bags carrying neurotransmitter, the vesicles. C is the junction between the neurons, the synapse. D are the points where neurotransmitters can stick to, the receptor molecules. Describe and explain how drug X affects the function of the relay neuron shown in figure 2.2. Drug X is here. It's very obvious that they are blocking the receptor molecules. This is possible as their shapes are very similar to the shape of neurotransmitters, or you can say they are complementary to shape of receptor molecules. Due to them blocking there, neurotransmitters are not able to bind to receptor molecules. Thus, drug X stops the impulse being transmitted in relay neuron here. The impulse is basically a painful stimulus as said in the question. So the person will not feel any pain in the presence of drug X. Part G. Drug X can be injected into the body. This is one way that HIV can be transmitted. Describe 2 other ways that HIV can be transmitted. This requires general knowledge on HIV. There are many ways that can be transmitted other than directly being injected into the body. The most common one is that it can be due to blood-to-blood contact. So if there's contaminated blood transfusion, the person can get HIV. Another ways are by sexual fluids, and breastfeeding may transmit the virus to the baby. Alright, I'll do the rest of the paper in my next video. Thank you for watching, and please let me know if you want Biology Paper 4 or Paper 6 videos. Please subscribe to my channel and like my videos if it helped you. Stay safe and God bless you guys. Bye!